my stitchy friends. I'm Angie, the second wind stitcher, coming to you for Flosstube number 8 on May 27th, 2024. So I apologize. It has been almost 3 months since I filmed last. I think, all of you probably know life sometimes just gets in the way of being able to get our filming done. And that is definitely what has happened for me the last few months, but I am back. I have not Flosstube faded, at least not quite yet. I'm still really have been looking forward to making this video. It's just was trying to find the time to get it all done, get everything prepped, because obviously the longer you wait, the more projects you have to go through. So it's been an interesting morning trying to gather all of the projects up, and I'll admit I don't have a lot of stats for you this time around, and I probably won't be doing a bunch of editing to insert like what it used to look like pictures, especially given the amount of projects that I have to show you today. So I'm wanting to keep it a little short. Oh, not short. I mean, it's not going to be short because I think there's, I don't know, like 20 plus projects for sure to show you. And then I wanted to show, like what I'm planning to be working on for the next like month or so. So yeah, lots to go through. I also wanted to thank you for joining me. I know that there is a lot of other content that is out there, and I just really appreciate you taking some time and spending it with me, because I really do enjoy filming. I love reading through people's comments. I do try to reply as quickly as I can. So if you've got comments or questions, please don't hesitate. I love going through those and replying back. So yeah, thank you. And then I did want to call out one person. So I got a mention. So Andy, who is the Crow Stitcher, they mentioned me on their Flosstube, and I really appreciate that. So thank you so much, Andy, for the shout out. I appreciate it. So I, will be showing what I've worked on. I will show what I'm planning to work on. And then at the very end, I'm going to show a knitting project that I have been working on. So I think I mentioned, way back at the beginning that knitting is one of my other kind of side hobbies. And for years, for my knitting, I really just like knit rectangles. So scarves and throws and baby blankets and things like that. And I have really been wanting to try and expand my knitting skills a little bit. And so I took a class at one of my local LNSs for how to knit a cardigan. So it's a baby cardigan just because, it's it's 2 hours a week for 3 weeks. So it's just 6 hours. And then, you like kind of finish the rest of it at home. And a baby size means that you have the potential to actually get to everything, all the new skills and stuff like that during the class, so that if you have questions, you can ask them. I did not, so I was not able to get to finish the body. I've started one of the sleeves, and because I was trying to learn how to do the magic loop method, but I may have to go back and have a little one-off with the instructor to learn how to like pick up and knit for the button placard. But I'll show that at the very end. For those of you who aren't interested in the knitting, I'll kind of stick that at the end so that you can drop off if you're not interested. So, okay, so that is the plan for today. So let's just dive right in. The first thing that I had worked on all the way back in March was the Quick Stitch Pride and Prejudice Color Expansion by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven Earth Designs. So this is lovely. I love this pattern. I am doing this for my best friend. This is also supposed to be one of my focus pieces for the year, but I admittedly have not been doing a lot of focusing on it lately, and that's mostly because I've had a lot of new starts this year and been distracted by those. But this is really coming along. I am loving how it's looking. You know, like, it'll definitely be pulled back out, and I'll try to work on it, like really do, you know, the half hour a day that I had originally planned on doing. Also, if you catch me like looking down over here, it's because that's where my laptop is with all of my notes. So that is being stitched on 18 count Ada. It's a mystery Ada. I lost the tag for it, so I apologize. I don't know who the dyer is, but yeah, it's gone. I think it's a Fortnite fabric if I had to guess, but I don't know what the name of it is. And not that it matters, because I don't think you can get the Fortnite fabrics any longer. So, okay, the next thing that I worked on was November Quaker. This is from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. I am stitching all of these. I have some of them finished already. So this is the November Quaker. These are all stitched on 32 count, 2/2. And this one is the only one that is being stitched on a cream color, and that was mostly because these colors, they just didn't look amazing on the gray fabric that I've been stitching all the others on. So this is on a cream. And I think next year when it gets called, I should be able to get this one finished. It's pretty close to the end. I just couldn't quite get it all finished when it did get called. Okay, the next one, this is a stitch along that I'm doing with Athena, Stitching Goddess Designs. This is Praiseworthy Stitches, Simple Gifts Halloween. And we're sort of doing it as a SAL. So she kind of broke it out into chunks to do once a month. I am not necessarily following the chunks that she had broken out. I'm just kind of stitching about 1,000 stitches each month. So this is being stitched on 18 count Love Bug by Fortnite Fabrics. And I'm using some Silks for You for the flosses. So this is like their charcoal gray one. I don't have the numbers, but if anybody is interested to hear what the conversion is, please comment below and I will put the conversion in the comments. So that is coming along. I haven't finished the like 1,000 stitches yet for May, but I'm hoping that I can get to that this week still, since May isn't quite over yet. Not yet. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you has been, I've alluded to it a couple times. It was a secret stitch that I was doing for a friend of mine for her baby. So she had a baby in March. So I have finished it. I've shown her the project. So in case she's watching, this isn't a surprise, but I still need to chart the baby's name and date of birth. And then I will take it in to get it framed. So this is Rabbit Parade by The Blue Flower. And I guess I probably didn't need to show you this since it is actually finished. I stitched this on, it is a 40 count pewter linen from Picture This Plus. I did this 1/2, one strand of floss over 2 threads of linen. And I, with just the DMC called for, and I absolutely love this. It did have a couple of variegated flosses for the flowers. So those kind of orangey colors are variegated. But I adore how this turned out. It is so stinking cute. And she had like woodland animals and rabbits as her nursery theme. So when I saw that pattern, I was like, yes. You know, it's not traditional like baby sampler, but I couldn't resist. It was just so stinking cute, and I love how it turned out. So can't wait to get the name and the date of birth charted and get it in to get it framed so that I can give that to her. So super excited. Okay, the next one that I worked on was a new start. This is Amethyst Moon. It is artwork by Nene Thomas, charted by Pain Free Crafts. I love her. She's beautiful. Purple is my favorite color. I also like adore the moon. And this is where I have got to. So not super far. But just I like Pain Free Crafts is just knocking it out of the park with the charting. It's amazing. It's so subtle and beautiful. Even the background is fun to stitch. So loving it. Okay, flying through. We're just flying through. Oh, sorry. That one is on, Amethyst Moon is on an 18 count easy guide, and I'm stitching it 2/1. So 2 strands of floss over 1 square of Aida. The next one is also a new start. This one is by Lindy Stitches. It is the rose-breasted cockatoo. So she's got a bunch of these like bird stamps that are really cute. Just fun to stitch. So I was able to complete the border and get the price of the stamp in there. And then this is the very bottom start of that bird. So this is going to be fun. This is being stitched on 32 count. I think this is the leftovers of the Over the Moon color and cotton linen that I used for all of the Quakers that I did. I think this is one of the leftover cuts that I had of that. I'm pretty sure. I couldn't find the tag again, so, and I know it's a 32 count linen and I'm stitching it 2/2. So that one. Also super fun. I was super excited that I didn't have to pick anything out for the border, because we all know how that goes when your border doesn't match up. It's just a little depressing. Okay, next one is Waterhole Master. This is by David Penfound, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. There are a couple people out there. So Jemima, the Rocking Stitcher, is who inspired me, but I know that there's a couple other people who are also working on this. I did again, did not get super far. So I mostly was doing some fill-in down in this area. So still up in that tree in that corner. But it's a process, right? I am a process stitcher. I am not a progress stitcher. So gorgeous. Okay, this one. This is the Heaven and Earth Designs 2024 SAL. So this is the Merry Mushroom Village Picnic #1. I'm stitching this on 28 count and it's 2/1 10 stitch. So half crosses. I will admit I'm woefully behind. And I'll be honest, the more I've been thinking about it, I'm not gonna super stress if I don't get this, even the 4 pages finished before the end of the year. I have like the full Merry Mushroom Village Picnic kitted up and was going to start it this year, and then they released the stitch along. And so I was like, oh, I'll do the stitch along. That'll be fun. And it is, I do love it. But at the same time, I kind of like am wishing I just had started the full piece. The other patterns that are available, they're cute, but again, I'm not sure that I would stitch them. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I will make the goal to actually get like all the free charts and stuff at the end of the year. And I'm okay with that. It's okay. Like, stitching should bring you joy. And when I work on this, I do have fun, but I also think about all the other things that I would also like to be working on, and knowing that I have like the full version of this chart kitted up and ready to go, and I love it, makes me think that this may end up getting UFO'd. I haven't fully made that decision yet, but it's not impossible. We'll see. Okay, next one. Sensing a theme here. We have another Amy Stewart. So this is Bird Garden by Amy Stewart, Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is the other kind of focus piece that I have for this year. And I don't know if I've made more progress on it, but I was so excited when that bird head started popping in. I have a lot of ninja stitches and confetti that I need to come back and do some fill in over here. But you know, like this background up here is just, it's easy to stitch, right? Because it's a lot of block color. So I definitely had focused on a lot of this kind of background, and it is beautiful, and I do love pulling this out, but I need to spend some time and fill in my confetti stitches, especially because, you know, like I'm getting close to the edge over here, and yeah, I will, you know, work down further before I move the Q-snap, but I definitely want to get all those plugged in before I move on. But oh, look at how it is, so pretty. That is another favorite of mine. Okay. One of the next ones I got called was, this is September's Revenge. This was a stitch along that came out from Evertotes last year. So they collaborated with Maximum Cross Stitch for this pattern, and I love it. I am kind of hit or miss on samplers. Like some of them I absolutely love, others they don't speak to me, but I really do like this one a lot. So got a little more progress. I must have been really tired because, you guys, I don't do this. I don't stop in the middle of a thread. So I must have been like either making mistakes and just had to call it, or I don't know what. I don't know what happened, but this is very unusual for me to like stop in the middle of a thread and just leave it hanging like that. But this is where I've gotten to. So got more of the letters filled in, got this flower fully filled in, and now kind of working up in here. And yeah, so I am liking this. It is on a 32 count Milk and Honey from Fiber on a Whim. Did I say 32 count? So it's 2/2 stitching. There's a little more, you know, like, because it's a sampler, there's a lot of counting. So that might have, I might have just been super tired that night and was like, nope, I'm making errors. I have to stop. Which happens. I have a story to tell about one of my projects later. But ugh, so much frogging. Okay, next piece is the Story Keep Tiki Beach Sunset, also by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I love this Story Keep. Love it. The whole thing is pretty, but honestly, like that section, it's the best part of the pattern. So this is where I've gotten to, and I love these flowers that are coming in. They are so gorgeous. I absolutely love this. So this is being stitched on 18 count Eccentric Sky by Fortnite Fabrics. And yeah, I enjoy stitching on that whenever it gets called. Sorry, my pile is gonna crash. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Next, I started Elemental Dragons Earth from Ink Circles. So there's a series of 4 of these. I have one of them done. I think it's Air. I have Water started, and then I started Earth this month. So this is being stitched on a 16 count Serene. So it's kind of showing up there. It's a nice minty green. It does not have a lot of modeling. And then the floss that I'm working with is a Dinky Dyes. It is called Jungle Green. So it's not super, super variegated, but it's just subtle enough that I am really liking it. I've got my dragon needle minders. Love it. So that one is coming along very nicely. One of my stitchy friends that lives here in Wisconsin, she also started that, and she finished hers because she's a wicked fast stitcher. So it was super fun to see. Okay. August, Quaker got called. This is also from the Heart Needle Art. Way back when I first was stitching on this, I said, okay guys, I need some advice. I made an error up in here where I'm like off by a single thread of linen. And for the most part, it was like, oh, it'll be fine, just fudge it. So I fudged it. And now it looks really weird. And maybe you can't really see it, but I see it. Like it jumps way out to me how like off these are to each other because of where that error happened. So I kind of was like, oh, just finish it. Maybe it'll be fine and it won't bother me. And then I started stitching on this motif, and I swear to God, I had to frog it like 3 times and I still have an error in there. And I'm like, this one needs to get restarted. Cause I can't live with the wonkiness. This is all, I can't. So I did make a fair amount of progress, but, it's going to get restarted because I can't deal with how off it is. Okay. My next project, so Paint Free Crafts is knocking it out of the park this year. They came out with Cozy Winter Book Nook by Rose Kahn. I love this pattern. Love it. I did not get as much progress done on it as I was hoping to. And I think mostly it's because I did not, I need to wrangle my fabric a little better. So I was just having a really hard time because I did put it on 20 count. I think I ordered this as a kit. I ordered it with the 28 count, but I really wanted to stitch this full cross, and I can't stitch full cross on 28 count. I hate stitching with one thread on 28 count, especially in even weave. I always end up like losing the thread underneath it. So I need to get this ribboned. I have another piece that is in ribbons that I actually think I will show you in a moment. So I need to get this ribbon so that I can wrangle the fabric, and then I hopefully won't have quite as much trouble stitching on it, but that's my very meager start. So I will work on getting that ribboned so that I can wrangle that fabric a little more easily, so that it's not so difficult to work with. Like I was just really like, I wanted to wear long sleeves while I was stitching on it because I don't know if how many of you work with like the 20 count graded Aida, but it's pretty coarse. It's a coarse fabric. And it scrapes my skin. I actually wear like a little glove thing over my thumb when I'm stitching, especially for my right hand, because I always feel like it's like rubbing on my thumb. I'm a big wuss. Okay. The next one is the, I don't have a cover photo for it, but it is the Deadly Aquarium SAL by Lola Crow. I know a lot of people are working on this. This is the border. I'm almost done. So there's the other little seagull down there. I literally just have this column and this column to fill in, and then there's a little bit more of like the algae on this column, I think, that I need to fill in. And then the part 1, or the clue 1 was released on Friday, and she will have a release each week for I think 13 weeks, and with 2 breaks in between there for people to get caught up if you got left behind. I am really, really wanting to keep up with this SAL. I am loving it so far, but I will tell you, if you're planning on starting this and you haven't yet, I would go across the top and do the filigree rather than, I messed up down here more than once trying to count this. I ended up having to frog like over 500 stitches because I just messed up my counting down here, and like I'd started the column up and then I realized, oh no, I didn't have enough width for the stitches. So I'm hoping to finish the columns out probably tomorrow. And then I'll work on clue 1, which is, it'll be down in this corner. So love it. I love Lola Crow. She's an amazing designer. So I have the other SALs. I have not worked on them or started them. Pardon me a moment. So sorry. I did not mean to. I stepped on the cord for my ring light. So yeah, I eventually will absolutely be working on like the Greenhouse of Oddities and the Haunted Library and probably whatever else she comes out with, because I absolutely adore Lola Crow. Okay, the next one that I started, so another new start, this is from Prairie Schooler. It is Weatherwise, and I am stitching this top one. So it's the Red Sky at Night, Sailor's Delight, Red Sky in Morning, Sailor Take Warning. My grandma used to say this all the time. And so I just, like, when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I need to stitch that. I need to stitch it. So I'm going to do this one. I haven't decided if I'm going to do this one or not, but for sure this one will get finished. And this is being stitched on an 18 count Mystery Ada. Again, I lost the tag. But I was able to finish the border, and I didn't have to frog. It's pretty exciting. Yeah, so I feel like I made some decent progress on this. I think I only worked on it for like maybe 3 days. So to be able to finish that whole border, yep. I am liking this. I am liking the fabric, even though I don't know what it is. Again, if I had to guess, it is probably one of the Fortnite fabrics, just based off of how, like, the feel of it. So we're flying along, but we're at almost a half an hour. So Tale of the Red Swans by Amy Stewart. I love Amy Stewart's artwork. I don't know if anybody's noticed this yet. Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is a monster piece. I am doing the Super Size Max Color. I am up in this corner, so I will try and get it close so that you can see what I'm working on. And this is the one that I was talking about just a minute ago, where I've got the ribbons to kind of hold the fabric. I did end up with this like big ball of fabric down here, but it doesn't move. Like, it doesn't move at all. So, yeah, I'm in those white clouds, so I have to get it super close for you to be able to see. But I feel like I did some pretty decent progress on that, because I think it was like about half of that, maybe. So that is another gorgeous piece. Can't wait. Okay, I had a bunch of Quakers that I think 2 Quakers got called for April, or no, 2 Quakers got called for May. So one I will also show you later, but December got called and I finished it. So I have a finish. I think this is the second finish, and I think the other finish was also a Quaker. So From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy, this is the December Quaker. I love this one. It is beautiful. They're all gorgeous. I don't know what I'm talking about. They're beautiful, but I'm super excited that I was able to get that one finished. Yay. Like, 'cause I think that's only my second finish for the year. Okay, next one that got called. Garlic Dragon by Stanley Morrison, charted by Pain Free Crafts. I love him. I think I've said this also before. I'm not a huge fan of garlic. I like a little, I don't like a lot. But I love the colors in this one, which is what really drew me to this piece. And he's cute. So I am still working in the background. So it doesn't look like much yet because I'm still working in the background, but it is coming along and I should like hit a wing, I think, pretty soon. Okay, the next piece got called. This is another Whipco call. I started working on it and realized that I had made a fairly significant error and kind of was like, I didn't want to frog it. So I restarted it. I also can't find my restart or the original. I don't think I threw it away, but I can't find it. Maybe I did. I was so frustrated. But this is Story Keep Oriental Courage by Leanne Seed. So when I restarted it, I switched over to a 20 count easy guide, and I'm color completing on this one. So I don't do, like, color completing is not typically something that I have done, but I've always kind of wanted to try it, especially on, like, this is for sure a smaller Haid. Like, it's only 75 by 238, so it's long, but it's not wide at all. Like, yeah, we'll go there. So I'm working on the 310, but this mark over here is literally the width of the piece. So that is as far as it will go width-wise. So yeah, I'm color completing in the 310, obviously working in the dragon right now. And I'm loving, you know, I love how it's looking. I just like, when you're gone from a piece for a while, which I hadn't worked on that one for probably close to a year, and trying to figure out where you made the error, and then trying to frog it out when it's not fresh. I didn't have it in me, so it got restarted, and I'm okay with that. And we have another Stanley Morrison dragon. This is Sake Dragon by Pain Free Crafts. This one is on just an 18 count gray Ada, not an easy guide. And I have made it into, I've made it into like this section right here. So that's what that is. I'm super excited. He's so cool. Loving. I love it. I love this one. Man, Stanley Morrison, those dragons are so cute. There's about 4 others that I would really like to start, but I can't do it. Okay. The next piece that I started, what is the 2024 Pain Free Crafts Stitch Along? So this is what we have so far. This is Elemental Evolutions. So this is what we start with. I did order the kit. So I'm stitching it on 20 count. I really like 20 count. So I like stitching 2/1 with 20 count, for DMC. I've heard, like, if you're a CXC thread user, 20 count, like, you can't use 2 threads because it's just too bulky. But with DMC, you can totally get away with it. So this is where we're starting, which is weird for me because I'm usually a top left starter. So what I ended up doing was I started at the bottom, and then I worked my way up to the top so that I can work down, like left and down, because I am definitely a book stitcher, right? Like I stitch like I'm reading a book, so left to right, top to bottom. So this is me starting in that lower corner and working my way up to the top and starting to do fill in. I think she said that they're going to release a clue every month, and there are 5 clues. I'm hoping that this is the next one that gets released so that I can like work my way back up to this top and truly work like left to right. I'm hoping, and that, who knows, I'm hoping that it's like this, and then the center will be the last one. We'll see. So yeah, so mine doesn't look like a whole lot yet, just because it's a weird border, and working my way up to the top. But the good news is I'm at the right edge. So, or the, like I counted correctly. So I'm excited for that. At least I think I did. I guess we'll find out. Okay. Another new start. The last two that I worked on are new starts. This one is by Ingleside Imaginarium. It's called Don't Feed the Plants. For us Gen Xers and Little Shop of Horrors fans. So Rick Moranis and Steve Martin. I stage managed this for high school production. I mean, I know that's not, like, they're not saying this is Little Shop of Horrors, but this is Little Shop of Horrors. I don't care what anybody says. This is what it is. So they did a collaboration with Bestitch Me, where Bestitch Me, like, the recommended fabric is from Bestitch Me. It is called Garden Party. I got the 32 count. And then Bestitch Me also did, like, the called for are Bestitch Me silks. And so I just bought the kit from Bestitch Me, and I love it. Look at that adorable baby Audrey too. I love it. I had a hard time putting this one down because it's a lot of fun to stitch. The silks are lovely. The pattern is fantastic. Recommend. Last of the projects that I've worked on. Helps if you have it right side up. This is Simple Pleasures, artwork by Chris Dunn, again by Pain Free Crafts. I just love these little mice. I don't like mice in my house, but I like these mice in their house. And I love that she's like knitting her little blanket. I love it. So, oops, crash. This is where I got to. This is about 3 days worth of work. This is not, that's just a, I didn't have anything to like anchor this to, so I'll just stitch over that. That's just a, to anchor. So when you kind of like pull it back, you can start seeing like the thatch coming in and like the shadows. It's pretty. Okay. So those are all the projects that I stitched on since March 3rd. I lost count. I'm not going to count them here on camera. So next thing, let's go through plans for May and June. If I manage to start filming every other week, I will try and figure out how to do plans, because I typically plan for the month. So we'll see. We'll see how I manage that. But May Quaker got called. This is the Quaker that probably has the least amount of progress on it. And I think it's because I moved in May last year into my house, and so I just did not have a lot of time. But I love the colors in this one. They're beautiful. So I will try and get some more work done. This one got called for May. So I will try and get this probably not finished, but at least worked on some more. So that is planned for probably this week. And then this got called for WIPGO. This is one of my full coverage. So it is Personal Sunshine, artwork by Jeremiah Kettner, charted by Heaven Earth Designs. I love this image. Jessie Marie Does Stuff is stitching this. She's like super, I think Jessie Marie is shooting for a finish on this one this year. I think. And she's making amazing progress on it. So this one will be worked on this month. So I am, you know, obviously like in a bunch of the background. So I don't know if I'd love to be able to like get this column finished as well. This is on an 18 count Ada. I think it's Shark Fin by Fortnite Fabric. Again, you unfortunately can't get that anymore. The next one that got called for June is Nightlights, artwork by Andy Russell, charted by Heaven Earth Designs. I'm up in this corner. This is a pretty meager little start. This is on an 18 count. I think it's Brain Fog by Mystic Fabrics. Yes, that is correct. Brain Fog by Mystic Fabrics. So this is what I'll be working on. Really excited to keep working on this one. I love Andy Russell's artwork. I have a few other patterns from him as well that you will likely see in the future. The next one that got called for June is my Hamsa Mandala by Ink Circles. I am doing this on a 16 count Serene Ada by Picture This Plus. So I actually think I had, yeah, I'm doing the Earth Dragons on this same fabric, but it's beautiful. So I've got the first Hamsa in, and I think we'll be starting down in here for this month. I love Tracy, you're a genius. I love it. Ironically, I must have, like, when I saw this chart, I put it all over my board because I worked on her twice already this year. She was a new start, I think, at the end of last year, maybe the beginning of this year, but this is Belle the Highland Cow by MJP, charted by Pain Free Crafts. I adore her. I'm up in this corner, so I will be working on her this month, and look at how pretty that is. I love, love, love. I love so many of my charts. I mean, we should, right? Why do it otherwise? Okay, next one is going to be a new start. I am going to be working on Hedgerow by Plum Street Samplers. Look at how cute those little hedgies are. I do have a bunch of the animal stacks. And I also love Plum Street. So that I think is going to be on an 18 count Pine Woods from Fortnite Fabric. I forgot to pull the fabric. Sorry. And then another new start, also by Plum Street. This one right now is exclusive to Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin. So another kind of local-ish to me, local needle workshop. I love these moon patterns. I think there's two others that are out, and then maybe the autumn one will come out. I don't know who is going to get the exclusive. So the way that Paulette has been doing it is she makes this exclusive to a shop for like a year, and then she makes it available to everyone. But because this was literally like one of the local needle workshops to me for Wisconsin, I wanted to patronize them and order this. So I will be starting this. It is the 40 count Saltbush from Fox and Rabbit. So that's the fabric. And then just, I ordered the kit. So it's all the called for flosses that got shipped with the kit. So looking forward to that one. And then I'm going to be starting Home in the Mountain, aka Rivendell. This is a chart by Golden Kite. I am doing the solid colors. It wasn't like, I won't say no to blended blended threads, but they're not my favorite either. And so And Golden Kite is one that they love their blended threads, like love them. But if they offer a solid, I'm probably going to get the solid. And I did get the solid. So I will be starting this one in June. I've got it all kitted up. It'll be, again, on a 20 count easy guide with all the called for DMC. And then this one is technically a new start that got called for May. It may or may not get started in May. It may have to wait until June, but this is Jan Hicks Creates Meditation Garden. And I did get the silk conversion from Mrs. Status. I don't think these are gorgeous. I haven't worked with Mrs. Status silk before, so I'm excited to give them a try. I love silk. I love working with silk. I don't like wearing silk, but I love working with silk. And I'm excited to give the Mrs. Status silks a go. So that will be a new start. I'm going to be stitching this on a 32 count Lightning by Needle Bling. So, very subtle variegation and a really lovely, like, stormy gray, light stormy gray. So, this is beautiful. I got it from Hollis Hands Creates. So, excited for that. And then, final new start for June. I meant to start this last year for Pride Month, and I just didn't get to it. So I am bound and determined to start the Twisted, this one by Northern Expressions Needle Art, or needlework. So I'm going to do this one. I have Fox and Rabbit, Black Swan, 32 count linen that I will be stitching this on. It is going to be gorgeous. I will probably have to get my light pad out to put in my lap while I'm stitching it, because black linen is not the easiest. And then I got the Silks for You conversion for the floss. So I think it calls for dinky dyes. And dinky dyes are great, but I will admit that I do prefer Silks for You silk to dinky dyes. That is my personal preference. So I ordered this conversion. So super excited about that. And then the last like stitchy thing that I wanted to talk about, I don't usually do like, other than, like designers and fabric, whatever. I don't usually do like advertisements, but there is a lovely gentleman on Etsy who I've been getting some floss drops from for probably over a year now. And every time he like sends a package, he's got a nice letter in there that says, hey, if there's anything else that you're looking for that can be 3D printed, let me know and we can collaborate, and I can help do that. So I had reached out and said, I like love your floss drops. They are sturdy but not super thick. So I really, really like the floss drops that he does. And I had said I would like an option for a blended floss drop. So he didn't have one for blended, because I do have, it's a Scarlet Quince pattern. It's one of the Mucha. It's the amethyst pattern. And I've had it kitted up forever, but I don't have blended floss drops. So I said, do you have any options, or, like, have you ever thought about doing some blended floss drops? And the other thing that I would like is, I love your floss drops, but I have these big hanks of silk that I get from Silks for You, and I'm a monster and I just cut it in half, and, like, that's what I stitch with. I don't cut it in thirds. And so I was really hoping to get a floss drop that had like a larger diameter hole to put the floss in. And he said, I've actually had a request for this before. He's like, let me order some silk and I'll get some pictures and I'll get it up on the shop. And then shortly after that, he reached out and he said, how good are you at taking pictures? And I said, well, I mean, like, not great, but I can probably manage something. I was like, was the silk a little bit of a sticker shock for you? Which I completely get. If you're just ordering silk to like display it on a floss drop, that's a pricey endeavor if you're not a stitcher. And so he was super kind and generous and sent me some prototypes of some of his floss drops that he had come up with in a couple different sizes. So these are the blended ones that he sent me as kind of prototypes. And then he's got these 2 sizes that he did for the floss drops, and he's got a couple different like shapes to them. So like he's got these 2, and then he's got like these, and then he's got these. So he sent some to me, and I loaded up some of my silk on it and took some pictures and sent it to him. So they both sizes. So this is the smaller triangular one, and this is like the bigger, wait, maybe not. Sorry, I thought I grabbed. Let me see what this last one is. But both sizes, oh, here we go. This is a better example. Both sizes will hold. This is a full hank of Silks for You silk. So both sizes, I think I ordered the larger size because I have already placed an order now that he's got them up in the shop because I need a better way to organize my silks. So I just want to thank David for sending me some prototypes and letting me give some feedback. I will link his shop below. I highly recommend. He's wonderful to work with and just a kind human. So like I said, I don't usually do, but like honestly, I've used the product. I've used the like his regular size floss drops for over a year now, and I love them. I haven't had any issues with like my labels popping off. I haven't had any of them break. I think I've only had like one that had like a scratchy edge to it from the 3D printing, and literally you take a nail file or whatever and you just file that off and you're fine, and it's great. Which is not always the case with some of the like laser cut floss drops. Like you can get some really sharp jagged edges on those and you can't always file it off. So not a paid promotion, but I did get a few of these for free in exchange for taking those pictures so that he could put them on his website or for his shop. So I will link his Etsy shop below if anybody's interested. Also a little mini advertisement for Silks for You, but anybody again that has watched my channel in the past knows that I am a fan of Silks for You silk. So that is like my kind of stash acquisition. And I love it. I can't wait to get my delivery of the ones that I actually purchased so that I can continue to put my silks on floss drops. So I absolutely adore it. So that is all I have for cross stitching. I am now just going to jump into, I can show you a picture of like sort of what it would look like. So this is the Veggie Patch cardigan by Lisa Chemery. I think I just got this on Ravelry. So this is not a beginner pattern. And I'm not a beginner knitter, but I have never attempted to do shape work before. So I was really glad that I took a class because I read through the pattern and I was like, I don't totally know what all of this means. So my instructor was amazing at my local yarn shop that I like to go to. So this is where I'm at. So it looks a little weird because I still, like, I have 2 sets of needles on here because one is for this, one of the sleeves, and then one, I'm still finishing the body. So normally you wouldn't do that. Normally you would finish the body and then come back and start working the sleeves, because, so basically you like, you know, like you've got your collar, so you shape your collar. This is a ribbed collar. You do some short rows, which I've done before, but like on a washcloth, right? Like not anything super fancy. So you did do some short rows for the collar so that the collar shapes, right? So you get some shaping for the collar. So like, sorry. So there's the front. And then, so this is a top-down sweater, which means you do some raglan increases. So that's what like this is right here. So you are basically working in 5 sections at the top. You've got your front panel, and then you've got a second panel, which is where your sleeves are going to be. You've got the back, and then you've got a sleeve and another front panel. And so once you get to a certain point in the pattern, you basically like, you can use waste yarn for this. I have these like, they're from Knitting Barber, and they're little like silicone, it's actually a tube. So you can stick the end of a circular needle into the end of this and then move your stitches. Like it's actually super slick. And it's just a little bit easier than using just waste yarn. So I, you know, like I totally got enabled. I was watching somebody's, you know, like yarn knitting video or whatever on YouTube. And he was like, I love these things. They're great for making sweaters. And I was like, well, I'm about to take a sweater class. So I ordered some because I get enabled. Okay. So, but this is where you can see I started, like using some circular needles to do the magic loop method, to start knitting the sleeve. So this is definitely the first time I've ever tried to do this. There is a learning curve to it. And I will say, like, this freaks me out a little bit. I know it will be fine when I block it. I know it's going to be fine. But it does, like, what's it going to look like later? And I'm all, like, my next, like, once this is done, my next thing is I'm going to try and learn how to knit socks using magic loop method as well. So, this is my little baby sweater. So basically you've got the collar, you do a stockinette stripe, a seed stripe, stockinette seed. I'm in the middle of a stockinette stripe. I'll have one more seed stripe and then another stockinette, and then the body will be done. And then I will move on to finish the sleeves here. And then, basically you like pick up and knit along the edges to make the button placards. So that's the baby sweater. At first, when you're first stitching it, you're like, I don't know what, this doesn't look like anything. And then all of a sudden, like as you do more of the raglan increases, like here, you're like, oh, okay, I got it, I'm good, like it's gonna be something. And now, and I for sure have some errors in here, and that's okay. Seed stitch, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite because I'm a thrower, and I don't like hold my yarn like in a traditional way. So like every time I have to switch between a knit and a purl stitch, it's effort. I've tried to watch continental stitchers. I have tried doing continental stitching, and it eludes me. I don't know why. It's kind of like the crochet. Sorry. I wanted to make sure I put the pattern back in there. It's kind of like crochet. I can't figure it out. My brain, like, there's a disconnect between what my hand is doing with the hook and what my brain is trying to do. And like it, and I've watched videos. I've had people try to show me in person, like all the things. It doesn't make sense. And it does, like, I can't read the stitches in crochet. I have a hard time reading the stitches in knitting. Reading the stitches in crochet is, nope. But then I'm like, but I look at these cross stitch patterns that are like super detailed and just like a lot. It's a lot of work. Why can't I figure out crochet? Why can't I read those stitches? I don't know. It's beyond me. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I came in at right around an hour, so that's good. I was worried that this was going to be like an hour and a half long video. Sorry, I kind of sped through a bunch of it, and that I didn't have a lot of stats for you, but I just, with almost 3 months worth of stitching, I did not have it in me to do a bunch of the counting, to figure out like what my stats are, but I know that some of you really enjoy that, and I will try to continue to do that in the future, when I'm not 3 months behind. So thank you for your patience. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.